Thank you, thank you. How many, by applause, how many have seen my picture in the post office? Don't drop your mouth, it's on the community bulletin board.
Oh, okay.
She almost got up her chair, took her chair and walked away. You may have seen me from my previous appearances in Food Line. Yeah, come on down, sit as close as you can. It's better close.
And you have two other gentlemen joining you too.
Okay, yeah, come on over. You don't laugh by yourself. When you're over there laughing, we worry about you. We want you over here, if you can do it. Anyway, I have a list of my appearances on my website, ArizonaLou.com. It doesn't impress anybody but me. And you may have seen me from my previous appearances, like Food Lion, or in the parking lot, begging you to come down for comedy. The intro was America's Favorite Old Man. Now, you can't believe what you see on the internet. If you search and Google America's Favorite Old Man, I come up at the top of something like 300 million hits. Now, I don't know about the favorite part. I mean, fishermen say, hey, he's a kiteboarder. But I've got the old part down. You ask, how old?
How old?
You didn't say anything. You expect me to do this comedy stuff by myself? Everybody now, how old?
How old?
73.
Wow.
100 years old. Yep. I like you. She's not even getting paid to be the producer. She's laughing anyway. Good. Forget that. I am so old, I worry about what's going to fall off next. Some of you can identify with that probably. I was born in MCMXLI. Now, I always have to explain it to people. Anybody here from Canada? I always have to explain that to Canadians. Of course, that's Roman numerals. You recognize it. When I was a kid, that's all we had. Not Canadians, the Roman numerals. And life was tough back then. We had a whole different meaning for XXX. Now, some of you obviously need to watch more pornography. And Roman numerals take up so much space that Dad would say, hey Lou, pick up your blocks. I can't, Dad, they're big rocks. And the serial number was bigger than my Apple iPhone. And every time I dial a number, I'd get Roman charges. Moaners are better than nothing. You people are so exciting. I want to invite you to spice up my funeral. Too late, it was Thursday. Now, ma'am, I know you're on vacation. You probably threw your calendar out, but today's Tuesday. And to avoid confusion on my travels, I go by Arizona Lou. Before 1912, I went by Territory Lou. I always have to explain that to people from New Jersey that Arizona became a state in 1912. And before that, I went by Caveman Lou. And these keep coming and they get worse. Because I've got to do something between now and sunset. Before that, I went by Ditch Lou. Well, it was just a little ditch. Then it grew and grew and grew. And then I went by Grand Canyon Lou. And before that, when I was real young, I went by Jurassic Lou. Driving here on Highway 12, people kept passing me. They were driving like maniacs. Folks, if you're here for the Comedy and Sunset, come on down. If you're not, you can come down anyway. They had to be going at least 50 miles per hour. You act like you're from Canada. If I'm lucky, I remember what I want to say tonight. If you're lucky, I'll forget. Seniors do tend to forget a lot, get lost a lot. In fact, I got lost driving here with my GPS. You ask, what's that?
What's that?
I forgot. Now, for these two gentlemen, I'm sure it's geezer, pure, and stupendous. In my, that's a compliment, sir. In my case, it's geezer, plain, and stupid. Stupid like my ex-brother-in-law. Senior and stupid. Doesn't that make you think of Congress? They're doing a thing where they're increasing the amount of ethanol required in our gasoline. Well, it takes more fuel to make the ethanol than it saves. But Congress says, you know that, don't you? But Congress says, boy, look at us, we're really helping the environment. And some people become famous for doing stupid stuff. I'm not talking about Congress right now. The Kardashians come to mind. But when I was young, we didn't have them. We didn't even have Bruce Jenner. His kids are still trying to figure out. He has 3 girls and 3 boys. Give him 20 years, I'll bet he'll have all girls. Yeah, you're keeping up with that. Good for you. But when I was young, we had the Mountain Man. And he thought he knew everything. Didn't pay attention to my directions, got lost, and wandered around the desert for 40 years. Anybody know who that was?
Yeah, Moses.
I forgot. Moses, yeah, you must have read Exodus sometime. Good for you. But Moses wasn't the only one. He wasn't as bad as the guy that got lost 4 times on the wrong continent. Anybody know who that was?
Columbus.
Yes. You're an intellectual tonight. Our Columbus. He said, I'm not going to let anybody tell me where to go. And he wasn't very good at navigating by the stars. And then he had trouble with his OnStar.
Rumbling session over here.
They're not laughing at the joke, but they're laughing, and that's what's important. This is my first time to do this particular routine. I'm about to pee in my pants. Or did I? I forgot. Only you two poor people at the front are close enough to know for sure. Who would have thunk you're better off way over there? In fact, you guys are smarter than we thought you were. Like they say in SeaWorld, Ladies and gentlemen, during tonight's performance, the front row may get splashed. And that's just disgusting. I used to be surrounded by negative people. Not anymore. They got old and dead. And I try to be fit. And I went to the store and bought some string beans. They were so stringy that by the time I finished eating them, I'd already flossed my teeth. I went to a store and I never parked close because running to the door is good. Well, I was running back to my car and a kid said, "Hey, Grandpa, how come you're running so fast?" Well, you would be too if you've been shoplifting. String beans. I went to a gym, and my first stop in the gym was the treadmill, and there was a guy to my left running faster than me, so I sped up. No use. "Hey, how you doing running so fast? You're starting to pass me. Treadmills aren't supposed to work that way." Well, you're just a little white guy, and I'm from Nairobi. So, stupid. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking. That's the capital of Kenya, and we win marathons. My next stop in the gym was the machine room. And you know, they just took machines. I recognized the machines from when I was a kid. They just added pads and logos to machines from the Spanish Inquisition. You know your history, don't you? Have you ever noticed in the pictures from back then that the subjects being tortured always had a little white towel covering just the right spot? I was the towel boy. Hey, don't put him on the rack yet. I've got the towel here. And you have weird names for things nowadays. For example, when we wanted to visit a torture, we'd say, "Hey, I'm going to go down to the dungeon and visit the Inquisitors." Nowadays you say, "I'm going to go down the street and visit the chiropractor." Or my personal trainer. Yeah, like you guys over there have a personal trainer. I can pick on you because I'm out of throwing distance. And when inquisitors would put bodies in impossible positions, and today you call that torture, or North Korea. Back then we called it Inquisition. I think I mixed that one up. Let's get that one straightened out. Well, my next stop in the gym was the weight room. And I had to quit doing bench presses because they bolted them all down. Sir, it appears you haven't pressed many benches. And then, my age, I have to avoid big weights, like 2 hours at the DMV. And I went to the weight room, and there was a sign, free weights. Some of you know what's coming. I had trouble getting the 45-pound dumbbells home. One of those in my gym bag would make me so unbalanced. My ex would say, "Lou, you've always been unbalanced." Blah! I thought about putting one in each hand. But then wouldn't I look suspicious walking out of the gym with 2 gym bags? And I couldn't run. I developed 3 rules of the gym. Rule number 1. These are serious now. You gotta quit laughing sometime. Rule number 1, fat always comes off last where you want it off the most. Rule number 2, don't die. Well, unless it's convenient, or Sunday. Rule number 3, forget the gym, take a bowl of chips to the couch and watch 50 Shades of Barney 5. Unless you're into Golden Girls. Nah, they're too young for me. Some of you guys know what I mean. And I went to Maui on a kiteboarding trip. I don't have the time. Let me know. Can you let me know when it's about?
8:01.
5 after? 8:01. Okay, got a few minutes left. I went on a kiteboarding trip to Maui, and I bought my most expensive Hawaiian shirt. Actually, the only one. And I had to go to find one I really liked to all the upscale stores, so I would know what to pick out when I went to Goodwill. Cost me $7 because I couldn't find any decent shirts in Maui dumpsters. Unfortunately, there wasn't the usual wind there, and that's why I went there to kiteboard. Of course, we love wind. So I did a lot of SUP, stand-up paddleboarding, where you paddle around. How many have seen stand-up paddleboarding? Yeah, out here on the sound, sometimes the ocean. And the hardest thing for me was standing up on the board from my knees. Well, before that, I had to get the board across the beach down into the water. And sometimes things don't work out as well as you think. So there I am, and everything went well until I got stuck in the sand on my rascal electric scooter. and then I held the board sideways, headed on down to the water, and that worked out pretty well until I took out 2 kids and a mother breastfeeding her baby, and the man she was offending, so that turned out okay. Well, then I decided to put it under my arm and use the handle. They shouldn't call it a handle, it's only that deep. They should call it a thingle. When I finally got the board in the water, then I had to go from my knees to standing up. And it looked something like this.
Oh, wow.
I should have taken a walker. But I did catch a wave. I did get a wave from a lifeguard. Hey, get out of here, you smart aleck. This beach is closed to old men with big boards. Really, I did catch my first wave there. You ask, how long did it take?
How long did it take?
4 years.
Oh, wow.
But I rode that wave on Kailua Harbor 561 feet. In fact, my caregiver never caught me. How are we doing on time? 8:04. Okay, we got for a little bit more. The last day I was there, it was windy for a change. So I was riding my 5.2 surfboard with my kite over the boneyard. Now that's a sketchy place where the coral reef is just below the surface of the water. It's like Mother Nature put big rough rocks just for him. Well, like I said, I was riding my 5.2 surfboard without foot straps, and folks, that is stupid. Because the foot straps keep you on the board. I blew a jibe, got dragged over the rocks, and fed the fish with samples of skin aged to perfection. From my arms, knees, and another body part I don't talk about much, my left thigh. The fish said, "Thank you for the food." I said, "You're welcome," and considered that really intelligent planning. So now I'm planning my next disaster, if I live long enough. Well, I want to caution you, when you get to Highway 12 out here, don't run over the old guy driving slowly with his left blinker on, because it might be me. Or it might be one of these gentlemen. I had voice surgery, and it's embarrassing when my voice goes up high on the telephone. Hello, this is Arizona Lou. Are your parents home? Yes, they told me in life to earn everything. And that's where they are, up on the mantle.
Everything.
Hey, thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for laughing. I'm going to do a slightly different show on Thursday. I had more stuff, but we just didn't have enough time. Sunset came too soon. Thank you very much.